Welcome to our first task management, project management, whatever management you want to call it, app overview. This is the beginner video, so if you've clicked on this, even though you've seen Asana before and you don't need a general overview of it, then please feel free to exit on out and go to the correct video. Alright, so here we have Asana. When you log in, you'll see the screen. There's plenty you can do on a free account. Don't let anybody tell you that you need to get any kind of paid account for Asana. So let's kind of look at what you can do within Asana. So this is a traditional task management type setup, and you will see that there are two different styles of task management. Either the list view, which is what Asana typically is, or the Kanban view, which is more of a Trello. So go on to Trello if you want to see the differences, or you can look at the comparison videos that I'll have in there in a minute, or whenever I get around to it. Live, right? So this is Asana. Asana is a really great tool if you need, if you're a list person. So if you're somebody who likes to have things like on a straight line and you check it off as you go, Asana is the tool for you. Now I have seen a lot, there are just tons of other task management tools out there. So I am going to go over several of them, but I will never get to all of them because there are just so many out there. Asana and Trello are still the big two, and so that's why I'm going to kind of go into greater detail with them, and then we might dive into a few of the other ones as if more people will pick them. So if you were somebody who might prefer a different type, just please make sure to leave that note for me. So Asana is going to, when you click on your project, and this is called sample project, right? So with the free account, which is what I have, this is all with the free. I have not paid any extra for this. This is what you will see if you have a free account. You have sections, which are going to be these bold ones right here. Create website, blog post, course creation. Okay, and then you are going to have tasks within each of those section headings. All right. So creating a website, first you would find a copywriter. So you can click on that task. You can put details in here such as find someone who has worked with nice to spell, with a crazy mom before. All right, little emojis pop up. If you have, let's say you have 2 or 3 people that you're working with, you use the @ sign, just like Instagram or Facebook, to tag somebody. I'm going to tag myself in this case. And then put whatever you need. Heather, please find this person today. All right. Each task will have its own assignee. Okay. I'm going to assign it to myself. And it'll have a due date. And you have it assigned to this project, because see, sample project, I'll tell you what project it's in. Sample project, the section heading, and then you can also add it to another project. So let's say I need to add it to sample project 2. All right, and that will tell you, and then you can pick where else you need to send it. Okay, you can add a subtask. So subtasks would be get profiles, links. What else would you do? Check samples. Writing samples will specify, right? Samples. And you can even add subtasks to these subtasks. Okay, so if you have, we're already under find copywriter, and this is get profiles, links. Add links in the comments here. All right. then if you were working with a team or if you're just working with yourself, you can add links right down here in the comment section to keep all of your information nice and easy to find, okay? The task, okay. So it's pretty easy then click back through to find copywriter, and all of your information is there, right? Okay, we're going to take the due date off of this because I don't need it ding in my phone later, right? And we can move on. If we need to add another task, you can just click in this blank space right here to add another task. So for example, then we have blog posts. So blog posts we need to write, right? Now, you might have a process. So if you have a process of outlining your blog post, I'm not saying you're a writer, just kind of as an example. So you're gonna write the outline, then you're gonna get the approval for the outline from the client, and then you are going to write the actual post. Then you're going to proofread and edit that, and then you are going to publish it or send it for approval. Okay? If you're a list person, Asana is your jam. Very simple to use, very intuitive. There's a lot of things you can do with it. So let's hang out here on blog post 1 for a minute. You can attach, so let's say you have written your blog post. You can attach from just about anywhere. So, where'd my camera go? Oh, just okay. You can look here. Sorry, that didn't work like I wanted it to. So you can click here to attach. This will, if you put your computer, if you want to attach something from your computer, so something you have downloaded onto your computer that you want to upload onto Asana. If you use Dropbox, you can grab it from your Dropbox, from Google Drive, you can grab it from Google Drive. If you use Box, OneDrive, or SharePoint, you can grab it from there. All right, and it will pop up just like an attachment does. You can add subtasks. You can add another subtask. I'll take you down to that section. Here, you can copy this link. So, for example, if you are, let's say you are working with a copywriter, a ghostwriter for blogs, and you want them to be following along with this task. You can copy the link and then you can send it via email to them. You can do this. There are all sorts of things that you can do to make Asana more functional for you. So if you need to view it in the full screen, if you need to add it to another project, now see this little light bulb right here, that means you got to upgrade to use any of these. You want to upgrade? Cool. You know, if you feel like you need those extra bells and whistles, that's totally fine. You can add tags to this task. So let's do that. Let's add a tag. Let's call it, we'll say it's complete, okay, because that's what I have in there. So then it shows as complete without marking the task complete, okay? So let's say all of everything is ready for it to go, but you're handing this blog post over to a client. You don't really want to mark it complete because you want to make sure that you check and see. In fact, you can add it as check and see, check when published, right? So you check when published. So everything is done on your end and you've sent it to the client. The only thing that needs to be completed is for the client to publish it. So I will sometimes mark complete on the task without checking it off completely, because that's kind of my little reminder of, oh, I need to go and check their blog and see if it's been published or not, or I need to make sure and get with them that they don't have any problems publishing it, that type of thing. It's always good to circle back around if it's been like a month and something hasn't been approved yet. So there is that. Down here is where you can add people. to the task. Like you can add a collaborator. I don't have anybody else on here, so I can't share that. What's this over here? This just closes the details. So you can close the details, and you can have your screen nice and pretty. Now, when the details are closed, you have all of this space right here, and you're like, wait, didn't we mark that complete? Why can't we see, if it's assigned? And you're going to click this little plus button. Oh, that's the wrong plus button. Okay, fields. And you're going to, let's say you want to see the tag, you want to see the projects that they're a part of, okay? And that just adds those columns. So now you can see the tag complete. You can see that we added, well, this is under sample project, find a copywriter. We also added it to the sample project too. So the same task can be used over on sample project too. If anybody's leaving notes over there, it'll show over here. It's kind of cool like that. You can create rules. It's a paid feature. So once something is, so you can say once part 1 is completed to pass it along to somebody else, and that can be a rule, and it turns out really nice. You can sort by incomplete tasks or complete tasks. You can search for tasks, all sorts. This is just in one project, okay? So you can set a status. And we can say weekly check-in, okay? And what this will do is, for right now, let's say we're on track, okay? And all looks well right now. I like emojis. Okay? So you click post. Then you can do this little thing right here. It says remind me to update every Friday. So you click on that to turn it on, and it'll send you a little reminder to say, hey, check your project status. Now for when you're just starting out, maybe you only have 1 client or 2 clients, it might not be a big deal. But in the next 6 months, you might have 10 clients. And it's a really good idea to have a little reminder kick on, because we all like to think that we are totally infallible and amazing, but sometimes things might fall through the cracks. So that little reminder really helps, and that's a free feature, okay? So let's go back over here. We've got our list. You can see now that it says on track up here. We do not have a board set up, but it will automatically create this Kanban style board based on the section headings and tasks that you have under those section headings. You can see it all kind of lines up just like it did on the list, right? So this is kind of helpful if you're allowing a client to share like their project board and they're more of a Kanban person and you're more of a list person. This makes it pretty nice so you get both ways of viewing things without having to pay a bunch of money for 2 different project management tools. Some of these features are paid. So timeline is a paid feature. Your calendar is free though, so it will show you any due dates. If you have something that's due, it will show on the calendar. The dashboard gives all sorts of daily updates and whatnot as a paid feature. I don't really find it super fantastic. This is the progress, which is what we just did. Forms. You can create forms that people can turn into you. So especially if you're sharing your board with a client, they can fill out work requests and send them to you using forms. It's pretty cool if you're sharing with a client. Otherwise, you don't really need it. Conversations is going to, you're going to see check-ins, and if you're working with a team and you need to leave detailed notes about the entire project, this is a good place to do it. files, anytime you attach something, it's going to go to files no matter where in the project you attach it. So if you attach it in blog posts, it'll show here, and if you attach it in copywriting, it'll show here no matter what subtask it is. All of the documents related to this project are going to show in this section, all of them. There's not going to be any section headings or anything in this area. It's just all going to show. So that's something you want to keep in mind. If you complete a task, they will still show here. So if you have lost a blog post or a document and you are like, oh my gosh, what happened to it? You can just click over here to files, and it'll show you everything that's been attached. So you might have to look for a second, but it'll be there. All right. So over here on the left-hand side, under our main menu, I guess we could call it. Look at all these behind tasks I have. It's just, these are all pretend. So we have all of these that are going to show because they're assigned to me under my tasks. Now, they're not going to be in any kind of order unless I ask them to be. So I can sort them over here, and I can also clear all of them. Okay, this is my inbox when somebody sends, and you can see over here. This is how you can work it. So you've got, this is currently showing all, but I don't have anything. It can show things that are assigned to you, where you were mentioned, or assigned by me. Okay, and you can use this pretty nicely to, just keep track of where you're being, needed. Portfolios are a paid feature, and you can kind of look at the video for that, especially if you have a very big, complicated project that might be worth the money. These are going to be, goals, important stuff, but it's a paid feature, so you won't see it. You can look at reports of tasks you've created, tasks you've assigned to others. You can use all of these types of things. Obviously, these last two are paid, but you can kind of look, if you can't remember where you put a task. This is a really great way to find it again. That is Asana in a nutshell. That's going to be the first project we're going to look at. And as you can see, I created this sample project too as a Kanban board, okay? It's the same idea. The only difference is I started it as a Kanban board. So I have like to do, in progress, and done. It will move to list view if you need it to, okay? So we've got the same thing on both of these, just like in the first project I showed you. So if you are sometimes I'm a Kanban person, sometimes I'm a list person, Asana has that for you. And these are all going to be the same up here as options as they were on the other. It's all the same throughout. Now, once you have completed a task, we'll go to this one. So once you've completed a task and it's all the way done and you're done, you just mark it complete. And on the Kanban, it will stay there. And on the list, it will stay there until you remove it. Okay? So this is Asana in a nutshell. And underneath are going to be, underneath in the next little section, are going to be how to add a task, how to create a task, how to create a project. We'll go through all of that. Okay? Thank you very much, and see you in the next section. Definitely let me know if you have any questions.